Welcome to episode 0 of Scion Elect. This is my mini campaign for the world of patrons, our superhero setting that Rowan has so graciously made for us.
Thank you, Rowan.
Thank you.
Okay, you say me, but at this point, I think Riley has filled out more of the world than I have.
But you started it.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
So we're taking a little break from Pillar Risen right now, and I've had this kind of on the back burner for a bit, so I figured, hey, why not throw this out?
Yeah, I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break and taking a back seat, and Jamie's going to be running a mini campaign for us.
And then after, I'm actually planning on delving into the patrons as well. I know Rowan is too. Rowan probably before me. But I'm actually, because I actually have an idea finally. Does this also give you some satisfaction of we can do bypass system, Riley?
Maybe we'll do a bypass system one shot or two. That would be nice. We have to do one shot for each of the main factions in bypass system before we can leap into the bypass system season.
Riley's also been tossing around maybe getting back to Eden's Grove, which I would love.
Yeah. We should probably go back and finish Eden's Grove Season 2.
But overall, that's kind of the idea, is that after Pillar Risen, I think we're jumping back into patrons. Is that right, Rowan?
Yeah, I wanted to do my Japanese one.
Yeah, Power Rangers, Ultraman!
Woo! But for now, patrons again.
For now, it's just a little break for Riley. And in the meantime, I am running 2 campaigns at once right now.
Yeah, how does it feel?
Oh!
Feels good, right?
I was gonna say, welcome to Riley's world.
This one and the off-week campaign.
Yeah.
So, I'm not...
Now you know how I feel.
I don't want to just reveal the plot on this episode 0. I know Rowan's still kind of finishing up their sheet. Riley and Reese, did you finish yours?
Yeah.
My sheet is finished and ready to go, but you should probably give the basic synopsis before we describe our characters. Because otherwise they will make no sense.
Yeah, honestly.
Or at least mine won't.
How do you mean by that? I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Okay. Just literally, what are we doing? What is the game we're going to play? What, in the most basic terms, like on the back of the book, what does it say? If this season was a book or a DVD and you picked it out at a grocery store.
What plot is going to be revealed in the first 10 minutes of the next session?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're at a library, you pick up a book, it's labeled Patrons, Scion Elect. You flip it over and you read the back of the book. What does it say?
Okay.
It's not that hard.
First off the bat, we are not playing masks this time. I decided to look into different superhero settings and playbooks and stuff to see if there are other things that would fit better for what I wanted to do. Because masks is more leaning towards like sidekicks or beginner superheroes and kids like Spider-Man and stuff. Young Justice and whatnot. So I found a system called Just Heroes, which is by James Mullen. And it's a little bit more of focusing on supers, like actual Superman and Batman and Iron Man, the big guys. So you guys are heroes that are already set in the world and you've already kind of made a name for yourself, rather than being beginners. So the thing that you're gonna know already right off the bat, I don't know if I want to say this in episode 0, though.
I mean, if we're finding it out right off the bat, it's not a spoiler.
Yeah, just like basic premise.
Yeah, it's the whole point of episode 0 is here is the basic.
Yeah, I guess.
You don't have to go into details. You just gotta say what it is.
The basic thing is that very recently there was a big fight and Dr. Iconoclast has died.
No.
Dr. Iconoclast is no more.
We barely knew ye. Shoutouts to that really cool wizard that had one scene in Third Stringers.
Yeah, but because of that, Central Gate, the city that they were patron of, no longer has a patron to protect them. So over the next week or so, they've invited a bunch of other heroes that are not patrons of any specific cities to come in and kind of, how shall I say this? Kind of showcase who they are and how well they can protect someone.
Job interviews.
And
My mind meant to, like, beauty pageant style.
We're being interviewed. We're being,
yeah, and like based off that, they will choose a new patron. And that's what you guys are doing here.
Yee.
Yeah. Do we want to introduce everyone here or in the first episode?
This is a good episode. Zeros generally have a character introductions, but so do episode ones, both of them.
Yeah.
We've got to be better about doing episode zeros. I know I always make us do one, but Jamie apparently doesn't always upload them. We've got to get better about doing that.
I always upload them if everyone says they want it to be uploaded. Rowan said they didn't want masks to be uploaded, and I respect that.
I don't remember why, but, like, I'll take your word for it.
In the future, we're going to do our best to upload them all. And do it one every time.
So who wants to introduce themselves first?
I feel like Riley, mainly because it's someone we interact.
Yeah, Riley's is a reoccurring character. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I don't know if she counts as reoccurring exactly.
We've met her before.
It's someone the camera's like looked at briefly.
We've
Yes.
met her on screen.
I will be playing. If you listened to Delinquent Heroes, you know Lyle Lowe, and you might know a little bit about their backstory and family. I am playing Lyle's big sister. I am playing Laura, aka Silver Bullet, who is the oldest child of Blood Moon and the original Timberwolf number 1.
Yay!
She grew up and kind of grew out of that costume and eventually, wanted to go on her own and try her to make her own way and be her own kind of hero, Nightwing style. And so in a kind of a fit of rebellion, she moved out and she redesigned her alter ego to be Silver Bullet. And now she fights crime as that.
The antithesis of Timberwolf,
Yeah.
Silver Bullet.
Yeah, something about something I'm doing for this game is because you are already preset characters in the world, you wouldn't be starting at level 1. And I felt really bad if I had you guys start at level 1 and fighting these guys that I'm about to have you fight. But not the first one sets, but the later ones. I'm like, ooh, you can't be level 1 fighting them. So I'm having you guys start at level 3 instead.
And as Riley put it, I don't think a city would want level 1s to be.
Yeah, especially if their previous patron was like a member of the original founding like CCWP, like a huge big deal, like a tier superhero. Then yeah, they're probably not going to be like, well, what sidekick wants to take a crack at it, Bubble Boy?
Yeah, especially for Central Gate, because Central Gate is one of like the big cities, like New York.
Yeah.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. So Silver Bullet has traveled to Central Gate to be involved in the process. Whether she wants to leave her town and become the patron of this town is depending on a secret that we're not going to go into just yet. But let's just say she has kind of alternative motives for coming and participating in this, which might get revealed pretty quick, but might not. Narratively, her superpowers are the same as Lyle's, but she's better. She's.
Are you gonna specify the class with it?
Oh yeah, yeah. I was about to get to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she. Where was I? She's Lyle, but better. I'll be playing the Claw Playbook, which is the kind of like animal beast kind of a superhero, which I thought went really well for Silver Bullet. So, narratively, she has all the same superpowers as Lyle. She's super strong, super fast. super durable unless the thing hurting her is made out of silver, and has enhanced senses and like wolf claws and teeth.
Yeah, and something that I thought was really interesting about the playbooks and the system for Just Heroes was that everything is a lot more vague than Masks is, and you can really set up a lot of flavor texting with this system.
Yeah. So for the moves I took, I grabbed Advanced Rapid Healing, which allows me to remove 1 pain, which is like I get back a hit point pretty much, or like 1 health before any roll. So that's going to like represent her durability and her being immune to most things unless it's silver or incredibly powerful. So she'll be able to pretty much shrug off a lot of damage. And I advanced that move, which is a fun mechanic where you can take a move you get and make it better. I also took Fury, which when I strike targets with my hands, I get to deal additional damage. Pretty much that represents her claws and super strength. And then I took Hyper Senses from another playbook to represent her wolf senses. So, her enhanced smell and hearing. When you investigate, you get to take a +2 if you're trying to find a person or an object I'm familiar with.
Okay, I'll go next since I have mine all set. I'm playing another new character, Chase Skies, also known as the hero Dragonfly. He kind of came up when we were talking about like bug-based superheroes, and although that I myself am terrified of bugs, if the audience hasn't realized this already, but I love bug-based superheroes. There's just something about them. So I was like, wait, I should make one, and that's where Dragonfly came up. I took the Paragon class, which in the games is, when people talk about superheroines, they mean you, stronger, faster, tougher, and gifted with incredible powers. You are the paragon against which all others are measured. So many look up to you, you cannot afford to fail them. So what I took was the, moves Super Strength. When you stand firm, take +2 now if holding back a massive object. Savior is when you rescue innocent bystanders on a hit, you also recharge. And Flight. You can fly from place to place at great speed. You have 1 armor while airborne. Essentially, I was thinking of kind of similar to Spider-Man's capabilities in regards to like enhanced strength and some of the senses, like I have speed +1 to all my stats, but it's kind of, I didn't want it to have mechanically different from Riley, so I chose slightly different within the class because I also was afforded hypersenses, and then I was like, we both kind of are having that now, so I ended up changing it.
We don't want to be too similar.
Exactly. So while narratively the powers are different based off of just how it goes, mechanically, I wanted to change it. So that's why. And essentially, Dragonfly is kind of like his alter ego. Chase Guys is just like this pretty. The way I've described it is just a gay camp counselor is like his vibe. He's an IT tech who volunteers at like the local youth center that ended up in an accident. I getting the enhanced capabilities and all that, and his nephew liked dragonflies, like did a big project and asked Chase to help him because Chase is his nephew's legal guardian, and so he kind of took that as inspiration for his superhero, and he's doing this to kind of, because if you are the one being the hero's patron, you might get some good, like, benefits for your family. So that's kind of what Chase is going for, plus he likes helping people. So that's Dragonfly, or Chase. I love him.
Yeah, he's kind of a mix of Superman and Spider-Man.
Alright. I guess it's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah!
So, I am playing the I guess they aren't really classes. Aren't they called like styles in this game?
They're playbooks.
Playbooks.
But I think they're also called styles in this. But
Yeah.
they're playbooks.
Yeah, mine is the arcane, and that's basically like the Doctor Strange and
The Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of what's the DC
Dr. Fate.
Doctor Fate,
Yeah.
and also the girl who has to cast spells by saying words backwards.
Yeah.
Zatanna.
Zatanna, yeah. Those were the ones that my mind goes to when I think of like wizard superheroes.
Yeah.
So my character, her superhero name is the Eclipse. Her alter ego is Vanessa Torrid, and she has the cursed origin, which says, condemned by otherworldly forces for your crimes, now you must atone for the harm you caused.
Oh no!
Yeah, do you wanna expand on that?
I will, once I come up with it.
Oh, okay.
There's the question why we are cursed, and I'm like, I have no idea. But I do know that at some point in the Eclipse's past, she was actually a villain, and so she kind of has that black streak on her, but she really wants to change and like turn over a new leaf. And so she's kind of hoping that going to be Central Gate's patron will help give her a foot in the door into being a superhero,
Yeah.
because even though people know her as a villain, she is very similar to Dr. Iconoclast in the sense of powers, and so she feels like she could maybe get a little bit of bargaining power there, being like, I'm someone that you know has powers in something that you're used to and can protect you in a way that you're used to.
Yeah, nothing
Yeah.
has to change. You know,
Yeah.
the wizard is just a different color now. Everything's the same and comfortable. Yeah, that's a good strategy for her to take.
Different font.
Yeah.
A different font.
New
Yeah.
wizard, different font.
Yeah, so I took a couple advances. I advanced the basic move Steal Yourself, which basically means if I succeed on that 12 plus, I remove all pain and or tags.
Ooh,
Oh, damn.
that's good.
Nice.
Yeah, which, you know, eventually I'll tie into whatever her backstory is.
Yeah.
I'll do that after. And then I advanced my other style move. I also increased my power, which is just an extra, like, mechanics thing.
Mhm.
But I took style moves Hex. When I get a 10 plus against any target, you may tag them with Hexed. And if I do that, I get to reroll for free against Hexed targets. When a target is Hexed, everyone else takes one ongoing against them,
Oh.
and they cease to be Hexed if anyone misses a
Ooh.
move.
That's gonna be interesting in the final fight.
Yeah. So for me, basically it means, because I got the advancement for that, they don't stop being hexed if I miss a move because I get to re-roll. So as long as I don't miss 2 times in a row, I can kind of keep this going.
Yeah.
That's-
I will
the other
say,
thing-
this is gonna be super interesting because, not really a spoiler. The final boss has a move that's very similar to that one. It's a passive thing
nice.
because they can't make moves, but it's very similar to that. So that's gonna be so
Nice.
funny.
The other advancement I got was, so I chose Sorcery as my move, which is the one that raises my power limit. So I get 2 power instead of just 1. But I also took the advancement for that, which allows me to recharge my power anytime I miss. So basically, I'm going for...
Wait, how many advancements do you have?
Well, we only moved up to level 3.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you should have 2.
Mm-hmm.
2, yeah.
Okay.
Keep in mind, Riley, I
Yeah.
think you and I boosted our stats along that.
Yeah, you guys
Right,
boosted your
right,
stats.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just took the advancement for my second style move, and then advancing one of the basic moves.
Okay, I was like, you have so many things.
Yeah, no, I was really trying to spread out what I've got
Yeah,
here.
it looks like Rowan didn't take a lot of like attack moves like you did, or like movement moves. It looks like Rowan took a lot of kind of passive moves.
Yeah, I took a lot of, like, stat-based moves, so basically, I'm trying to roll high or roll low. So,
No middles.
Yeah.
yeah, because my power recharges if I miss, which is amazing.
That's great, yeah.
Yeah, which would be really good because like something about this game is there's the normal basic moves just like all of the other Powered by the Apocalypse games. But there's also peripheral moves, in quotations, which are kind of passive things that happen in the background based on what's happening. One of them being power. Power can basically be spent like the lucky feat in D&D. So you can spend your power to take 1 power if you're currently below your limit, take +1 forward if you are over or at your limit, and you can spend certain amounts. Like, if you had 3, which I don't think anyone does, but if you had 3, you can just instantly mark experience.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I wanted to get 2 power because you can spend 2 power to take 10 instead of rolling.
Which would be really good.
Oh, that's so smart.
Because if you spend 1 power, you just get to re-roll one of your dice.
Which is still good.
Which, could get you higher than 10, but we don't know if it will.
Rowan has already built a way more powerful and, utilitarian character than either of us.
You want to know what? I did this all in the last half hour.
Oh.
Anyway.
We're gonna look like weenies next to you.
I don't really have any, specific attack moves, though. I just will be rolling the basic attack.
Mm-hmm. Let me just look at what your stats are.
I'm just gonna be rolling strike, and that's it.
Yeah, but you're like a superhero sorcerer, so you can flavor that as all sorts of cool stuff, like energy beams.
Yeah.
Sparkles.
But flavor doesn't change the actual, impact of it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It does make the game more fun, though.
Yeah. So, since I am the last person in line to go, I wanted to start off the respect section.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah, because I already kind of chose mine, since I felt they were very fitting for Silver Bullet and Dragonfly. So as the Arcane, the options I chose for you guys is, for Silver Bullet, they vanquished a monster which you had accidentally unleashed, take +2 respect with them.
That makes sense, yeah.
So, I have +2 respect towards Silver Bullet.
Oh, wonderful.
For Dragonfly, I chose you removed a curse which had been placed upon their family. They take 1 respect with you.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Wow, then.
I mean, we're all gonna have options like this, so.
Mm-hmm. And respect in this is actually very important. When that's one of the peripheral moves. When you reach 3 or more with someone, it resets to 0 and you mark an experience.
Oh.
So you, depending on how much respect you get from people, which you can generate passively just by doing things for other people, you could maybe level up by the end of this.
Oh my god.
By the end of session 0?
No, by the end of this campaign, which should be about 4 to 6 sessions.
I mean...
Which is not very much.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Oof. These respect sections always, the influence bits always mess me up, because I always have, trouble keeping track of it.
Yeah, so you choose one of these for your player characters that are with you.
I understand that, but Rowan, can you say you got 2 respect for me, or I got 2 respect for you?
I get 2 for you.
2 for you.
Dragonfly gets 1 for me.
Okay.
Yeah. When it says with them, nothing happens on your side. I just respect you +2.
Okay.
Yeah, so Dragonfly take 1 with Rowan.
I did. It's +1 to 4 that I have.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I tend to low-key ignore these just because normally we either start off not knowing each other, so I'm like...
Yeah, I'm glad we're taking these mechanics into account, though.
Yeah.
Well, the respect is really good for support, because he rolls plus respect, so...
I think I have my idea for my respect lines.
Alright.
You scared off the bullies who were giving their secret identity a hard time. They take +1 respect with me. I think that makes sense for Arcane.
Alright.
Yeah, because it does match the monster, which makes it very funny if you're referring to the same thing. Eclipse is like, oh, they vanquished a monster that was trying to kill everyone. And Silver Bullet's like, I got rid of some bullies.
Yeah. It also could, it would maybe even be funnier if it was 2 separate events. Like, I fought off a monster they summoned as their superhero alias, and then later they just happened to meet while like they were disguised as a civilian. And I just happened to save them even though they absolutely did not need it. Because I was just like in the area. That seems fun.
So I already have +3 respect for Silver Bullet.
Yay! Someone likes
So
me.
you get to get an experience, I guess.
There you go, just for you. For my other one, they took you in and gave you a place to call home. Take +2 respect with them. Reese.
Oh, okay.
Could Laura be crashing on Dragonfly's couch?
You know what?
Oh, Reese, one of these respect things would have been so good for you, though. On the claw, the first one. You're in a relationship with them or their sibling.
Not yet.
Oh, I actually have an idea for that one.
That's
Okay.
me. That's
Reese
me.
wants to be in a relationship with Silver
That's
Bullet.
fine, which is you have a crush on them. But that just leads to the question also of how the hell did they meet?
I mean, Silver Bullet has been a superhero for like a number of years, and if Dragonfly has been like active, I'm sure they like fought the alien invasion together or something like that. Does that sound nice?
Yeah, honestly, you guys have probably teamed up against other villains before. Just like you're
Yeah.
patrolling out on the street and you happen to meet a few times.
We did a team up.
Yeah.
So does that sound good to you? Can
Yeah.
Laura be sleeping on your couch?
So +1 for me. Yeah.
Like +2 respect with them, so I respect you. +2, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that Laura called you and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be in town for all this stuff. Would you mind if I crashed at your place?"
Oh, you know what might have been a thing?
Hmm.
It was one of those things that always happens in superhero kids cartoons, where you guys have fought before with other villains, you've kind of hung out, you know each other. But then one day Silver Bullet had a really bad fight and just kind of crawled in through Dragonfly's window. It's like, hey, I need a place. Can I stay here?
You'll never believe who I just bumped into. Silver Katana. Crazy, right? The odds of someone having a sword made entirely out of silver while I'm in town. Astonishing.
One moment, let me just write that down.
No, Silver Katana, a real guy.
I'm making Silver Katana a real guy. He's not going to be in this, but he is a real guy now.
My arch nemesis. That's like Superman having a villain called Kryptonite Gun.
Yeah.
Except Kryptonite is a lot tougher to get.
You fools, Superman! I have this gun made entirely out of kryptonite.
Just the gun, not the bullets, just the gun.
The bullet, not the bullets are normal.
You see, the ammo is really annoying to get, so I couldn't just constantly be wasting kryptonite ammo, so the gun is made of kryptonite.
That's so funny. Oh, that's terrible.
Oh my god.
Oh, and Jamie.
Yes.
For the top one, you're in a relationship with them or their sibling. Take +1 respect with each other. Could I make that simulacrum?
What?
If it's not like, you could probably just say that exists. I don't think you're gonna be rolling to support.
I would like it. Could I?
Let me just read this, see if you can do it with anyone else.
Yeah, because I have 3 lines, and it'd be weird to not make.
Yeah, I mean, usually those things only refer to player characters because you're starting off, but
it didn't in Masks, which is why I'm asking.
I will allow it because you have told me before that you grew up with him, basically.
Yeah, that's what I want the relationship to be. Not dating, just,
Yeah.
childhood
I was
friends.
about to say.
Yeah, so another thing about the respect. When you support another hero, I need to look a little bit more into what supporting does. I think it might be a passive for when you help someone else using
Yeah,
a
it's when you
basic move.
help someone, you add your respect towards them. So basically, like, mine, when it says take +2 respect with Silver Bullet, if Silver Bullet supports me, that doesn't apply, but if I support them, I add +2 to them.
Great.
Oh,
Okay.
oh wait, But Silver Bullet also had they take plus rounds. So I had +3 if I support Silver Bullet. But Silver Bullet has 0 when they support me.
Mm-hmm.
You can either keep that +3 or mark experience and set it back to 0.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you support someone, they take respect with you. And then they roll their stat plus the respect that they just got. And also, you recharge your power. That's pretty good.
Wow.
Hey guys, make sure you support each other.
Everyone should be supporting everyone all the time, always. Emotionally and physically.
Yeah.
And financially, in Laura's case.
Another thing, I found this peripheral move really fun. It's not a move, but if you just really don't like someone, you can basically vicious mockery them. You just taunt, and then you erase tags or halt them.
Where is that?
Classic Spider-Man move. Yes.
Beautiful.
Where is taunt? I need to know this.
It's in peripheral moves.
Hold on, where I'm looking.
Go to game notes.
I am.
Yes. Spider-Man.
And it looks like I don't have a choice for the respect, so my respect of Silver Bullet is back to 0 and I have an experience.
Yeah.
No!
Don't worry, it'll keep going up and down.
Yeah, it goes up and down a lot.
Yeah, I think this is just nice for backstory, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dragonfly, your turn.
Okay, so I have the 3, and I don't know which ones I want in regards to that.
Okay, just read them out, and we can pitch in.
One of them I already know. This is towards Silver Bullet. You have a crush on them. Take +1 respect with them. I already knew that. Riley, I was like, to the audience, I was already planning on working on having Chase flirt with Laura because I have a type, but like me, Reese has a type. But then Riley was like, yeah, no, Laura just crashes on your couch. I was like, well, I guess that settles that.
She asked nicely. She was like, hey, I'm going to be in town for the funeral and the weird thing. Do you mind? Because I don't want to post up at a Motel 6 for who knows how long this will take.
What's your relationship with Vanessa?
I don't know because they know your secret weaknesses, and I don't even know what this boy's secret weakness is.
You
I
did have a curse placed on your family.
I mean, we could just do everyone knows of your heroic exploits. Each other hero takes +1.
That's what I was thinking of.
Probably.
Because Vanessa probably would have heard of Paragon. You know, we're all popular enough to be going to this place.
Yeah,
so.
and if Silver Bullet is living at your house.
Yeah, that is true.
Okay, so we all take +1 respect towards Dragonfly?
Yeah, everyone take +1.
I have more respect for Dragonfly right now than I do of Silver Bullet. Purely because we bumped Silver Bullets up to 3.
What happens when I get 3 respect towards someone?
You reset it to 0 and you take an experience.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you get an
We got
experience.
2 mark experiences and it's session 0.
Yay! Mark
Session 0 and you already got to mark experience.
Now I just have the idea of the goddamn, like, comedy that is Dragonfly and Silver Bullet living with each other, and just that poor nephew being like,
it's so good.
that nephew's just like, get a room.
Oh, do we want... we didn't describe characters. Do we want to describe what our characters look like in this?
You could either do that now or in the session. I would like in episode 1 for you guys to introduce yourselves as your characters.
Yeah,
But if you want to do that now, you can.
I feel like describing what they look like is different than as, like, in character describing what they're... Since essentially we're going to be starting with this...
I mean, I would still like to describe what everyone else is seeing when you enter the scene or whatever in episode 1, but if you want to do it here too, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, because I just realized Rowan doesn't have their character finalized, so does Rowan even have a physical description to go over?
Not too much other than the motifs.
Okay, if that's the case, then we can hold off.
But, like, Session 0, we can bounce ideas off each other and stuff.
Oh, yeah!
I wanted to learn a little bit more about Central Gate and Dr. Iconoclast, because I don't really know anything about Dr. Iconoclast.
Yeah, I can read off what Dr. Iconoclast is.
Take it away.
Let's see, let me just find them. Oh, right, I put them in deceased.
That's why I couldn't find them on the list.
They're dead.
Reese's and Pieces. They were the one that made it rain emeralds and had the cool mirror mask and hood.
Yeah, they were in Third Stringers momentarily.
For a split second.
Yeah, during that little final fight.
Yeah.
Dead.
So we have Dr. Iconoclast, A tier, very high up, a robed masked figure who appeared out of nowhere one day and started fighting crime using spells, magical artifacts, and bound familiars. Little to nothing is known about her origin. She usually sticks to herself. However, due to one crisis, they helped organize several heroes as a strike force to combat one of their villains. This concept is later used as the foundational idea for CCWP, or Quip.
Ooh.
I'm still not over the fact that it's named Quip. It's pronounced Quip. It doesn't matter how many times. It's so dumb. I love it.
Concerned citizens for world peace. I'm sad that there's someone on the deceased heroes list called Lady Gaia. I wanted to see Lady Gaia. She sounds dope.
Maybe Lady Gaia had a daughter. Maybe there's a Lady Gaia 2 running
I mean,
around.
it's just Ivy, so...
How dare you? How dare you?
I mean, I think the thing that makes Ivy Ivy is not just controlling plant life, it's her absolute hatred for humanity.
Yeah,
So
and fair.
I imagine Lady Gaia being a hero is on the other side of that.
Poison, Hey, get it correct. Poison Ivy hates capitalism and how it impacts the environment.
Yeah, fair. She actually is pretty okay with most people as long as they are not actively destroying the environment.
I think it depends on where you come in on her character arc, because I've definitely seen
That's
some
true.
Poison Ivies that are pretty
Yeah,
misanthropic.
the ones I've seen are she just hates
Yeah.
humankind in general, and thinks the Earth can be better off without them. And I'm like, I agree the Earth would be better off without humans.
Also,
Same, yeah. I'm sorry, Earth.
I'm like, I can't bring anything to Poison Ivy. Like, alright, go ahead. Do your thing.
So, Central Gate was Dr. Iconoclast Town. Dr. Iconoclast was the hero here. So, that has a lot of, magical villains and stuff like that here.
Is that a question or a statement?
Yeah, that's a question. So, Jamie, sorry. Question mark at the end of that.
Yeah, it's one of the bigger major cities. It's one of the more higher populated ones versus some of the others.
Oh, I bet the gargoyle hung out here for a long time.
So did we decide that Central Gate is like the New York equivalent?
I think so. I can't think of another.
There's got to be a real New York around, in this world.
We did establish that is true.
It's
And also, if it was, why wouldn't it be Future Man's?
I feel like this would be the equivalent of
They can both exist. It's just like
Well, that's what we're saying.
Chicago,
what was the city that Superman resided over?
Metropolis.
I
but
feel
that
like
was
this would
also
be
New
our
York.
version of Metropolis, which I feel is different than New York.
But wouldn't our version of Metropolis be where Future Man is?
Maybe? Yeah, no, you're right. Where was Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange is in New York.
Also in New York?
yeah. So is Spider-Man. So is
Why is everything in New York?
Marvel puts all of their superheroes in New York. All of them.
yeah. I mean, except for the West Coast people.
Yeah, but they make a big show of be like, ooh, superheroes on the West Coast.
We can make it San Diego or San Antonio. Let's make it Dallas.
God, no.
Actually, that would be
Don't make me
highly
do
populated.
Honestly, yeah, Dallas might be it. It's got kind of the look that I'm going for. The more populated sections.
Not Chicago?
I
I feel like Chicago is the perfect place for a wizard superhero.
feel like either Dallas or San Francisco.
I feel like San Francisco might be
I thought Blood Moon already lives in San Francisco.
we established Blood Moon is a mixture of San Francisco and DC. We established that when we were talking about it.
It was Gotham meets San Francisco, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but did we decide West Coast? Because
No, we didn't.
we ended up deciding that Lucky Heights is the LA equivalent, so...
Yeah, so then, Silver Bullet would be on the West Coast, because we just mentioned that Silver Bullet City is pretty close to Hyper Tides. like a train ride away.
Yeah.
Let me just look up biggest cities in the world and see what I get.
Because we were like discussing, should Lucky Heights be in Florida because Miami? And then we were like, no, because that would make Lyle Southern. Anyways, if this is still in the episode, what we ended up with is Lucky Heights is on the West Coast. It's kind of the LA equivalent. Doesn't mean LA doesn't exist, but it's the LA equivalent.
Yeah.
And we could also have several cities that are similar.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So Hypertide is West Coast Surfer, not Florida Surfer.
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
No. How dare you?
My dude.
No!
And granted, the train systems are probably much better in this world, so an hour or so by train could be so much faster than, so much farther than...
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
We got the bullet trains.
So that's probably it. So
Anyway, yeah.
it still could be. I like to think Lyle has a southern accent just because I
How
want.
did Dr. Iconoclast die? Is that like a thing that happens
Oh, yeah, can we know
after
that?
the session 1 starts and we all learn about it? Or is it like, it just
No.
happened?
Yeah, it's kind of just happened recently, not like yesterday. The session does start off with you, you've all been invited to her funeral, but I'm skipping that because I don't want to do that. So you're coming to a post-funeral thing where he's discussing what's going to happen next.
Okay. But we don't know how Dr. Iconoclast died, then.
You probably would. I don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I do want to say, one of the reasons why Laura came to town is she came to attend the funeral.
Oh, wait! No, I do know why. I just forgot.
Oh, cool. Do we get to know?
Yeah. Her biggest, I don't know why I forgot this. It's super obvious, and I wrote it down. So, the reason that I completely forgot about it is because I purposefully left it kind of vague. Because what you guys know is that you assume Phantom Hex finally got Dr. Iconoclast. They've been going back and forth a lot. Dr. Iconoclast has not said at any point that they have like a supervillain, what's it called?
Rival?
Parallel or
Arch
rival or anything. But Phantom Hex openly
Nemesis.
says, yeah, Nemesis. Phantom Hex is constantly proclaiming that they are Iconoclast equal, they are Iconoclast parallel, and they're going to tear down Iconoclast. And from what you can tell, that is what finally happened. But no one really knows what actually happened during the fight.
Okay.
Don't like that.
Yeah. I have written down here, Phantom Hex, S-tier villain, the self-proclaimed rival of Dr. Iconoclast. They say they know Iconoclast's history and origin, but have yet to reveal it. They are a lich-like humanoid that fights with rune magic and curses, very similar to Dr. Iconoclast.
Okay, cool. Evil wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, we did the Marvel thing of their main nemesis is just them but evil. Dang it. Oh.
Riley, we have a few that are not just them but evil.
I know we don't do it all the time, but we did it in this case.
I like to think that Phantom Hex is like one of the same kind of creatures that Iconoclast is, whether they're a creature or a god or just an alien species, whatever they are, Phantom Hex came from the same place as Iconoclast.
Oh, okay. So you're saying Dr. Iconoclast isn't even human?
I have no idea.
Oh,
Mysteriously appeared. We don't know how
Yeah.
they got their stuff. It's just
True.
like we know Phantom Hex is probably related to the same place.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
considering how
Place or
similar their
purpose or
magic is,
cause.
and how Hex keeps claiming that I know everything about Dr. Iconoclast. Am I going to tell you? No.
You know, it's like Shadow and Sonic. Like,
Yeah!
Oh my god!
We're both heralds from the Arcano realm.
I really hope people don't have the same like Shadow issue where they can't tell them apart despite them looking
Oh.
completely different.
Oh god.
That would be so obnoxious.
No. No.
Good.
Hex looks completely different from Dr. Iconoclast.
I know, but even Shadow and Sonic, like, people mistake them to be the
Which
same
makes
thing.
no sense.
Well,
If you look even at their silhouettes, Shadow has the spines that point upwards.
I know, but it's so funny
They have
in World
different
that
goddamn
happens.
shoes.
Oh my god.
I wanted to say I really like this because so I added a piece to Vanessa's backstory is that she kind of looks up to Dr. Iconoclast as a magic user even when Eclipse was a villain. Like it was just like, I respect you for being so powerful. I think which is another reason why Eclipse never fought Dr. Iconoclast. I think she knew better than to get in that
Yeah, fair.
sort of.
I mean, yeah.
Eclipse is a great name, by the way.
Despite having no actual, like, ties to Dr. Iconoclast and never even interacting, she was kind of emotionally impacted by Dr. Iconoclast's death. Kind of like when you hear about death of a celebrity that you really like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, also, now Eclipse is having to prepare herself to face Phantom Hex if she becomes the next,
Yeah, because Hex might look at you and be like, you're too similar.
Well, yeah, and also it's the same central gate. It's like, he's likely to still be around despite Dr. Iconoclast leaving, and if I'm going to be taking over...
and to be fair, even if you don't fight Phantom Hex anytime soon, everyone who has been invited would know that with the patron not being around the city, villains will be trying to take over and keep a hero from taking control.
Which I think is maybe one of the reasons they did a funeral, a public funeral, and invited a bunch of superheroes, because hey, while we don't have anyone here, can you all just chill out for a bit and keep watch?
Yeah, and it happened pretty recently. Like, they tried to get it to the funeral to happen as quickly as possible.
I'm also going to say Eclipse decided to go to this funeral to kind of show how she's trying to be a hero and not a villain now.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a little selfish, because it's like, everyone look at me, I'm good now. I'm attending a funeral and not killing people. But
dude, we walk out of the funeral and Vanessa glances over and just sees Phantom Hex floating through the air with a t-shirt that says, "I kill all wizards."
I will say, I imagine that Chase is actually from the area, because I kind of want the idea to be that it's started off definitely like a vigilante idea, like Daredevil and Spider-Man. This was someone dealing with kind of the smaller crimes that kind of got dragged into some slightly bigger crimes, because dealing with them, because say Dr. Iconoclast was dealing with Phantom Hex, and then turn over and there's an R-tier villain that is causing havoc that Dr. Iconoclast is really busy with, and Dragonfly was like, alright, gotta stop that kind of deal.
Someone is trying to do what the third stringers, the brightly colored youths, were trying to pull off, and so Dragonfly would go deal that. So are you saying that they're the friendly neighborhood Dragonfly?
Yes. Yeah,
that's kind of what I'm getting.
Because that's really what I was going for, is that I wanted it to be like that.
I'm getting a lot of Blue Beetle vibes as well.
Yeah, I wanted to ask a question. Chase, how old are you?
I can say though, Chase is 20s. Chase is legal guardian of nephew.
I'm just trying to figure out who got the inspiration from who, Dragonfly or Cricket.
Cricket's gonna be in this?
Yeah.
I forgot.
I can definitely say Dragonfly is in his 20s, mid-20s. He's taking care of his nephew.
Neither got inspiration from either one, but it's all super awkward now because,
I don't know. We would have to talk to Riley about that.
For the fan base, Cricket is basically our Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Bug heroes are great.
Bug heroes are great.
Even though you hate bugs.
It's so funny. Bugs. Listen.
That's what's great about him, is everyone can like Spider-Man, even if you hate spiders.
Except for the Spider-Man who either is actually a spider or the Spider-Man that can summon thousands of spiders.
Yeah, no, we don't like that one. That one's a no-go. But, essentially Into the Spider-Verse, choice. That's what
Also,
I say.
Spider-Woman, specifically the one that can actually shoot webbing from between her legs.
That's just gross.
There's
Right?
there's a few of those actually.
Bad!
Bad and horny.
Gross!
Bad.
That's disgusting!
There's also a Spider-Woman that's like a drow that like has like her whole bottom half is like a
Okay.
spider.
That's fun. I love that.
I would hope so. You play Sheena like that.
I did play Sheena. I love her, and I miss her a lot.
But essentially, that's Chase. He definitely lived here, but has followed a few of the villains out, and that's probably how it's met Silver Bullet a few times. Is like kind of chased a villain out, and then it just kind of ends up appearing.
How did Eclipse and Dragonfly get their powers?
Yeah, good question.
What origin did you pick? Because that's like a whole that's one of the main things you have to fill out when you're grabbing these play books. Is like there's a whole section for like your origin story. What kind of origin stories do you guys have?
Yeah, I mean, Rowan said that they're not sure yet.
Okay.
But
I got an accident on mine, and I did say that the nephew who lives with Chase was also impacted, so I like to think that the nephew who lives with Chase got impacted negatively, and that's also another reason why Chase takes care.
Silver Bullet, do you just live with Dragonfly and their nephew?
I get live is a strong word. She's just in town for some business.
Since my thing towards Dragonfly was you removed a curse which had been placed upon their family. So maybe I kind of help like alleviate some of what's on the nephew.
Yeah.
As a goodwill thing. Like, I'm a magic user, I'm trying to show people that I'm better, like
it was worse before.
Yeah, because
and he's kind of in recovery.
Yeah, that could be cool.
I want to keep that the nephew is has a chronic issue as someone with a chronic issue.
Yeah.
I want to keep that.
But maybe like beforehand they were bedridden and the Eclipse came by and helped out.
Or it had started to get worse and the Eclipse stopped it from getting worse, so it's just kind of there now.
It's kind of stagnant, but it's not getting worse. Kind of.
Yeah, I like that.
So, that's definitely
Do you know what kind of chronic illness?
I don't know. I mean, know
if you want to just go based off your life, you could make it similar to what you have.
Sorry.
I mean, but it was caused by like a exposure to a radioactive dragonfly or whatever.
That's not a radioactive dragonfly. He just the dragonfly motif because his nephew likes dragonflies. He doesn't have dragonfly-based powers. He chose that.
Cute. Wait, how old is your nephew?
The nephew is like young, getting close to teens, but not exactly.
Oh.
So it was like a school project that Chase helped about, and the nephew got really excited about dragonflies, like, oh, they're so cool, they can fly like this, they're really fast, and all that. And once he realizes he had these capabilities, he kind of was like, what can I do
Maybe
with
I
that?
can use this.
Yeah, and that was kind of a thing. Plus,
are dragonflies' abilities like bug-like?
No, it is not a bug thing.
It just looks like a dragonfly.
Yeah, like the suit has iridescent colors. He made wings. He can't fly on his own. He made wings, and that's why I have flight with armor, is that his suit comes with wings, and it's iridescent, and he made the goggles. He just so happened to have green hair, like he dyed his hair green. Like before that, so he was just like, might as well add this.
Okay.
But so I don't know for sure. I could make it something chronic, like I could make it similar to mine. So for the audience, I don't mind sharing this myself, just because it is part of my daily life. Reese has fibromyalgia. I was diagnosed at age 19, but I've been dealing with it since I was 18. I'm 21 now, turning 22 this year. So I deal with it a lot. I have a service dog and everything. But I do have a family history.
God bless Lucero.
Lucero everyone loves her.
She's a precious.
And so something similar to they have to rule out when testing for fibromyalgia is lupus. So I think I might go with that because that also has another place in my heart because I did have a family member with it. So I think the nephew has lupus.
It's lupus.
Lupus is an autoimmune disease where your own white blood cells attack your cells that you need.
Yeah, it's no good.
Honestly, I was gonna pitch something similar to that. So yeah.
So yeah, it's that the accident ended up probably was a carrier, and it just ended up mutating that gene to just because it's not very common in those who are biologically male.
Yeah,
So.
and of course we are in a fantasy world, so it could be something that doctors can only diagnose as lupus, but they're not sure.
Yeah, that is also true. It could be something that just presents similar to it, but essentially it was really bad up to the point until Eclipse came and it kind of brought it back to more manageable levels.
Yeah.
So now he's like, instead of dealing with like he could barely walk because of the pain in his legs, he now can like go back to playing basketball and stuff with friends.
Oh, that far. That's good.
Yeah, it's a manageable thing. So so there we go.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Yeah, thank you. This is not Chase, like, Dragonfly and is separate from the Skies family. Like, Dragonfly keeps that separate.
If we hadn't already done respect, I would have done Dragonfly. Take more respect for Rowan.
But, like, I feel like that was definitely just, like, a good-natured thing of, like, oh, I'm trying to figure why exactly did the eclipse specifically go, though? To, like, because...
I mean, maybe she was making rounds to different heroes.
But that's the thing, is that Dragonfly does not interact with the Skies family. Like, Dragonfly and Chase Skies are not meant to link.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure either.
I mean, maybe Vanessa was looking for things that she could fix in her turnaround, and the curse, in quotations, that was on the nephew, you could sense it, so you came directly to the nephew.
Or maybe encountered, like, oh my gosh, if Eclipse was, like, going around hospitals, like superhero hospitals, or those sorts of things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, specifically going to things that doctors couldn't figure out how to fix.
Yeah, because, like, if the nephew has this mysterious thing that's, like, not caused normally.
Yeah, he would. Even if Dragonfly is separate, he would still get that medical treatment.
So yeah, I think Eclipse is really just trying to do a bunch of little things for publicity. Like,
yeah. Okay, well, you make it a little upsetting.
No, I think that's how, like, people are taking it. She's trying to go around. She's like, I need people to see me doing good. Otherwise, they're not going to believe that I'm good now.
Yeah.
But the only way you can really do that without causing problems to solve is going around and solving all the little problems.
Which she probably has thought of. It's like, maybe I could just cause a problem over here and then fix it. No, gotta be good.
Yeah.
I think there was a bit of a shaky moment in her past where she did try that, kind of as she made that transition from villainy to hero. She probably still had some of the, like, you know, what if I just con them into thinking that I'm good, and then, like, obviously that's not gonna work, so I have to actually be good, and it's very hard.
Yeah.
So they're farther along in their character development. They're, like, in their character arc.
Yeah, I think she's been making this transition for, like, at least a few years.
Oh, yeah, trying to change public opinion does take a bit, so yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you killed someone.
Yeah, apparently.
And she wouldn't just, you know, instantly go and be like, I'm gonna be a patron of a town. Like, this is something where she's like, okay, I've been making these moves. People are still questionable about me, but this would be able to show more than just, like, the immediate area that I'm helping. Like, it's like, yes, this small city has, like, put an article about me helping at a hospital, but that's not enough.
I have a question. What do you think is their relationship to Silver Bullet at this point? Like, obviously Silver Bullet saved their, like, alter ego and, like, fought a monster that they summoned at some point. But like, do you think like have we gotten to the point where Silver Bullet buys that you're good now, or like is she still suspicious? What do you think?
I think, what if that monster was part of the, like, what if I cause problems to solve?
Yeah.
Ooh.
What if Silver Bullet helped you kind of turn around better?
Or at least just, like, helped me fix one of my issues that I tried to make. Like,
Yeah. It
Yeah.
went too far out of hand.
yeah, I think Silver Bullet probably still has a little bit of, like, suspicion. Not so much that she doesn't believe Vanessa's trying to be good, but maybe that Silver Bullet doesn't believe Vanessa can be completely 100% good. Like, maybe Silver Bullet is like, okay, I see you're trying to be good, but is this really what you should be doing? Like, are you really going to be a patron hero for other people? Like, why don't you just keep sticking to the small things, because you haven't been causing problems doing those?
Yeah, okay, I like that.
Silver Bullet doesn't know if you're ready to be a patron yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even ready to be a superhero. It's like, why don't you just stop being a villain and just be a person first?
Oh.
Yeah, what if you
Start with vigilantism.
No, start with being a regular person.
Yeah, Silver Bullet's like, you should just start being a person and not try to be a hero.
Go to the grocery store. Hang out.
Go join a book club or something. Don't try and save a city that you actually tried to destroy a few years. Like, I bet Silver Bullet's like, you should just live your alter ego life. Stop doing super things at all.
And then Silver Bullet saw them at the funeral and is like, no, Wyatt, no.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. I think Vanessa is just one of those people who really feels strongly about things.
Mm. Yeah.
So now that she's decided to be a hero, she's like, I have to do this. I have to have other people see that I'm doing this. She's not going to let it be and just live.
You kind of want to be validated.
Yeah.
And also I want people to see this is not a...
Yeah. It's less of, I need people to see that I'm a hero. It's more of, I need people to see that I'm not a villain.
Yeah. And it's like, if how people see me is who I am sort of thing, and that's not who I am, so I need to change.
Tough, yeah.
I need other people to see that I'm different in order for me to really feel different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's that constant self-doubt.
Yeah.
So Silver Bullet probably teamed up. So my question is how did Silver Bullet learn Dragonfly's alter ego identity after being like, hey, can I stay with you? Or did that somehow come out beforehand?
I mean, Silver Bullet can smell you, so Silver Bullet knew Dragonfly's scent and probably just followed it to the house.
No! She's not
of privacy.
like just invading privacy like that. She's not just gonna show up on the doorstep one day with a knapsack like, hey.
If you're bleeding and need a place to go.
I was like,
No, she would have she would have to have known Chase like for a bit and worked with him to feel comfortable enough to be like, hey, can I just stay with you for a little bit till we get this whole thing sorted out? She's not like a maniac.
Yeah, and like I wanted to know in regard to that because like I know probably meeting up with Silver Bullet.
Yeah, maybe you had each other's phone numbers just for work wise.
Mm-hmm. How long has Dragonfly had his powers?
I would say a few years.
A few years. Okay, so yeah, they've had plenty of time to like form like a more personal like relationship than just like, oh, we both work in the same field and see each other sometimes.
When did Viscera end up going to jail? Because that might have been.
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me check the timeline.
Because that might have been like a moment where it was like Laura was trying to deal with that. And Chase was like, hey, I get it. I've lost a sister.
Yeah.
Because that's why he has his nephew in custody. He's the guardian of his nephew. Because there was no one else willing to take in the kid.
Let's see.
Viscera was sent to the locker, right?
Viscera is absolutely in the locker.
Oh, Viscera is
so it would have to
100%
be in the Bronze Age somewhere.
Yeah. We
The
established that
locker
because,
was made at the end of the Silver Age.
yeah, we established that because in the locker after what happened to Lindsay.
Man, I feel like we wrote it down
Lindsay
somewhere. Where did it go?
yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say because I want to know.
So Lyle has been. So it would have been 2 to 3 years ago from when Lyle was introduced in Delinquent Heroes. So that means Lindsay died in 2016 or like 2017.
Modern Age. Okay.
Yeah. Lindsay is the middle kid. Yeah. So that's why.
Mhm.
We need to figure out something else to call the modern years other than just the modern age.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out once more. We've
got gold and then silver and then bronze.
I
mean-
kind of had a joke that they call it the Copper Age, but like I don't know if that's like solidified
We
or
could
if
call
that's
it
just like a bit.
post-invasion.
Oh,
Post-invasion,
Post
yeah.
Invasion's pretty good. I definitely imagine it's been a few years. Probably only a year before Lindsay died. Was probably when Chase was like first started. So it was a year. Kind of met up with Silver Bullet a little bit, but not super personal. And then Lindsay dies, and Silver Bullet probably had a whole bit. I don't know exactly what, but then
the
like
Nightwing thing where they split off.
Yeah.
yeah, and so then probably Chase like was probably like, "Hey, you're kind of lashing out a lot. It's noticeable even where I'm from. What's up?" Like,
I'll sit down and nail down a more specific I'll sit down and nail down a more specific timeline so we know exactly like when each of the kids become Timberwolf and when they stop becoming Timberwolf, and yeah.
so that's probably how they got closer than just like we're in the same field.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, Rowan's writing an entire book over here.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
This is why I love Session 0, and this is why I normally keep my character sheets like vague up until Session 0, because Session 0 is where I really get to connect my character to the world.
Yeah.
Man, I do the opposite. I build it up entirely all before.
Yeah.
I like having my stuff interconnected. Like,
I mean, I also like to have my stuff internet connected, but I love to have something entirely filled out and then to connect things that I've already built to other things.
I don't know. I just had an archetype for my character in my head,
Yeah.
and I'm filling her out as I do it.
I love this.
Yeah. See.
I'm so excited Jamie's finally DMing something on the show.
Hey, I DM Toys Are You.
Well, she's DM'd before.
Oh, you've done the little ones, but like a full season. Like, not just a one-shot.
Yeah, I'm doing
Yeah.
the one off camera on our off weeks, and I'm feeling a little bit more confident, so...
You're gonna do a great job.
And plus I already had this one kind of fleshed out, so
Yeah.
I've just kind of been waiting for a time to pull it out. Oh, another thing I'm going to mention about the campaign that I'm going to be doing. It's going to be about 4 to 6 sessions, depending on how long it takes to do some of them.
Mhm.
But I'm doing it in kind of, if you remember the first sessions that we did, Camping with Cryptids and Egan's Grove, I'm doing it kind of in the Monster of the Week style, where every session you fight a different villain. And it's just kind of, ooh, who's this week's villain's gonna be? Oh, who is it? And also, along with that, you're gonna be meeting one new hero along the way as well, every session.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, just for fun.
As a treat, we get to meet new heroes.
Yeah, I already mentioned that I'm gonna be putting Cricket into it, which Riley is super excited about. He loves Cricket.
Yeah.
We mentioned Simulacrum. Should I mention the rest of who Simulacrum is?
Oh, if you want to, yeah. If you want to mention, yeah.
Yeah, Riley mentioned being friends and growing up with Simulacrum, and I gave them a bond for that. Simulacrum is the son of Dr. Iconoclast. Again, just like Dr. Iconoclast, no one really knows much about what's going on. Simulacrum tries to keep mostly to himself and tries not to let anyone know who he is. One, for fear of revealing anything about his mother that his mother didn't want to have revealed. And two, to kind of protect the identity of himself and whoever the father might be, which no one knows.
Yeah, but because they were both children of prominent CCWP members, I imagine they grew up together. They probably became sidekicks around the same time. They probably were in the same daycares.
A little superhero baby daycare.
Yeah, CCWP maybe offers a daycare for superheroes to put their super powered children in if during emergencies, and they met in that maybe.
The idea of having the daycare because no actual babysitter that wasn't aware of the problems could handle these superpowered babies.
It would be smart and safe to be hey, we provide a special area to
It'd probably have to be secret too, unless villains are gonna come by thinking that they could take these babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they met when they were little kids and grew up together, and I bet became sidekicks around the same time.
I will say, my favorite hero is going to be in this, the Philosopher.
Oh, that one.
Oh, I love him I love them so much.
Just bores people to death.
For the audience, I want to read off what the Philosopher is. I love them so much. They're not going to be in the session of you're going to be fighting with them or anything. They're one of the judges.
Oh,
which is very silly that people chose.
Oh no, why would they choose?
Because they're the Philosopher. They think things through. They're the most sensible of all the heroes.
No!
We're gonna be here till the end of eternity.
So I have written down here for the Philosopher. They are A rank, Cosmic Guardian. The concept of philosophy materialized as a levitating, mummified monk with multiple voices of several genders speaking at once. They advise villains against committing crime. It is unknown if they have an ability to convince villains against doing criminal activities, or if the criminals in question simply become exhausted from Philosopher's lectures and surrender. I love them. I'm so excited. I'm not ready to try and speak as the Philosopher. I just like them a lot and wanted them to be here.
I'm. It's so silly.
You wanna know who the other judge is gonna be?
Sure.
Future Man.
No!
Yay!
Oh my god, you're gonna put Future Man.
Yeah, I figured we needed one that would be actually thinking about what's going on and what would be best for the city. But also, it'd be good to have someone who is well known and kind of started with the quip thing and would be good for helping choose someone that would fit in that aspect. Also, they like Future Man.
Yeah. I bet Laura thinks of Future Man as a cool uncle or family friend. So when she sees him, she's just be like, "Hey!"
They just finger gun across.
Yeah. Future Man is somewhere around 86 to 106 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
When did Future Man come around?
Future Man is the very first public
1938.
superhero.
June 1st, 1938.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Future Man, there he is.
He's been active since 1938, yep.
Yeah, and we're currently in 2020.
Yep.
That's not the current year that us players are in. That's just what we have on our timeline.
Gee, I didn't know that wasn't the current year as this comes out.
I'm saying that for the audience.
Yeah.
One, because it's 2022 for us, but also it might come out a year later. Editing-wise, I'm not sure. We'll see.
That's true.
Geez. We gotta... I wish we could...
It's how many years is that? That's that's over 100.
Well, not over 100, but it's almost.
Yeah, almost. It's 18 years under 100, so 82. 82 years.
Oh my god.
And plus he was already whatever age before he came here.
We don't know what age he was because Riley hasn't specified it.
Dude, how old is he?
Riley,
Hmm?
how old is Future Man when he first comes?
We know that he is over 82 years old. How old was he before he came here?
That's why I said he's either 86 or 106. Because I haven't fleshed it out if he was raised in the future for like a bit, or if they just artificially grew him to adulthood and then fired him back in time.
Oh
And
my
so like he
God.
might have been like a day or a week old when he arrived and just looked adult. But
I hate that.
I don't know. Like maybe he actually was like 20 something, maybe he was not.
He could have been older than that, because if he came from a future where everything is perfect, they might have perfected eternal life or something.
Yeah, but like also like I think he was made specifically to be Future Man. Like this wasn't like they picked someone to go back in time.
He could have been groomed from childhood to be.
Yeah, so like I don't know if he was groomed from childhood for like a while, or if like he was made in a vat and then like they pulled him out of the vat, stuffed him into the time cannon, and were like, bye.
I hate that second one. I hate that.
I would say, since we're doing this episode 0, I would like some help on possibly what exactly was the accident that affected Chase.
Okay.
Because I have no
it's
clue.
It's not radioactive dragonfly.
Do you want it to be magical, natural, or scientific?
I don't know. That's why I said I want to help.
I tried to help narrow it down for you.
But we narrowed it down to the fact that most of the villains here are like magical. Or at least most of the villains that Dr. Iconoclast was dealing with were magical, so it feels like there'd be like more arcane problems than not here.
Yeah, and I did say he is from here, so okay, magic related then. I don't know what, but it was big enough to infect not just Chase, but like also his nephew and stuff. Like,
yeah,
like you have super strength. What kind of are the powers that you do have? Because flight is not something you can do. You have that with the armor.
It's like hyper senses. Like, I also got I got a lot of inspiration from Spider-Man in regards to say like, do you and the Amazing Spider-Man, the first one with Andrew Garfield, choice. How he like that whole like bit after he was bit, it like he stuck to the pole, but then like. Everything was bright. He was super hungry. And dealing with that kind of deal, kind of where it's that his senses got heightened to the point where it was like he had a perpetual migraine. He was like aching all over. Mm-hmm. Everything was so loud. It was kind of one of those things where it was hyper senses. Like I said, I changed that mechanically so that we'd have it mechanic-wise, but that is one of them. Which is another reason for his goggles, which I haven't described.
Do we want to maybe tie it into the monster that Eclipse accidentally released, technically on purpose, and Silver Bullet defeated?
Oh.
Because maybe it was like either emitting some kind of magical...
That might be too everything is connected to everything.
But that makes everyone fun.
But that also messes with the timeline, right? Because then, like, that happened, like...
Yeah.
In 2016.
Yeah, it was like...
I mean, Rowan did say that they started to turn around a few years ago, and that would have been early in them turning around, as they're first trying to mess with, how do I want to become a hero? And Dragonfly's whole thing, along with the nephew, also happened a few years ago.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, okay.
So it's up to Rowan. Rowan, what do you want for that?
That would also explain why Eclipse felt that they needed to help try and fix the nephew, because it was something that they caused.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. If it's because then that would give Eclipse a reason to go specifically to that nephew.
Yeah, okay, so in that So whatever that creature did created some kind of residual arcane issue that...
Ooh. Maybe the creature was, like, consuming people, but it wouldn't, like, eat them. It would put them in its stomach, and the people in it would just kind of incubate in the stomach, in whatever was in there.
That's
Not incubate,
so
but
weird.
fester in it.
That's a worse word.
Marinate.
Marinate!
No!
Just kind of marinate in the stomach.
Hey,
Yeah.
what?
Sorry, we just watched a Pokemon movie with Groudon, and that's exactly what was happening.
I was gonna say, that sounds like Attack on Titan, too. Oh my god. That's horrid.
But, like, maybe the monster was trying to turn people into more monsters.
Oh.
I don't know, because I don't know what Eclipse's powers are yet.
Mm.
Or how they
Yeah.
got them.
Yeah, so...
Can you open portals? Can you create monsters? Can you release monsters? Well, if you can remove curses, maybe you just removed, like, a seal that was on a monster.
Oh no. That leads to... Good thing this person changed to good,
Yeah.
considering...
Thinks of the othering.
Yeah, I'd like to think that Eclipse could have been on her way to being, like, an actual, like, problem as a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Something for you to think about, Rowan, when you're making your backstory. One, why did they want to be a hero? Two, what made them realize they didn't want to be a villain anymore?
Yeah, I think that's... I'm gonna actually add that to these questions at the top.
Because that's a pretty big turn. If they were, like, so close to being a high-tier villain,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, what would make them want to stop?
And I do think they were, like, cursed, and that was what kind of started them being a villain. Their curse was one of the reasons, like, they started being a villain, because they got those powers, and it was like, I wonder what flipped there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whatever the monster was that you accidentally / purposely released, that affected Dragonfly and his nephew.
Whose name I need to come up with, because that's going to be someone poking around.
Does Silver Bullet know that Dragonfly has a crush on her?
No.
Okay.
All right.
I was going to be like...
I'm already, like, in our off campaign, I'm already, like, playing a character that has Reese's character having a crush on them, and that character
You need to
is
stop
aware of
making
it.
hot characters for Reese to crush on.
Stop making my point!
I play plenty of not hot characters.
Okay, the excuse I'm giving is that Chase has been hiding the fact that Chase Skies is Dragonfly for years. Like, has been hiding it. Because the thing is the nephew doesn't know, because Chase does not want that connection. Because if the nephew knows, the nephew...
Yeah.
So Chase has been successfully hiding such a big part of his life, so a little crush, easy.
Okay. I think we've got a good session 0 here. Is there
Yay.
anything else we want to cover?
Oh, something that's going to be interesting about this game, I completely passed over. We will be dealing with tags in this game, kind of similar to Dungeons and Dragons as well. This game really does kind of mix between Powered by the Apocalypse and Dungeons and Dragons, mechanic-wise. Because when a villain does something or you do something that causes a reaction from the villain, you can take a tag that will affect your moves in some way. Like if you get grievously injured by a slashing movement or a bludgeoning rock or something coming towards you, you could take the bleeding tag. You are losing blood. You take 1 pain when this tag is removed.
Oh, so
trying
kind
to
of like,
fix
kind of like the tags and mask, but a little bit.
Yeah, we didn't really use the
tag.
tags and masks too much.
I mean, we did.
They were your health bar versus
but our
this
entire
one.
health bar was tags. But
Yeah, the
okay.
health bar was tags, but these are add-ons. They
Yeah.
affect
these
your
are more-
movements.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like flavor texting, because you can get blinded, which just makes you unable to see clearly. So you can't take any ranged actions.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I think we got it.
That also means Rowan will be able to give the hexed tag.
Yeah, that's part of Rowan's moves.
Yeah.
Cool.
Text is
I
really
dig
nice.
it.
Everyone gets +1 against them.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be great.
This is.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited to play my bug boy.
All right. Does anyone have any other questions?
No, yeah, I'm just excited.
Does anyone think they're going to die?
I wish.
No. I can literally just get back health by rolling dice whenever I want. I think I'll be good. Unless Silver Katana shows up.
I have the when you rescue innocent bystanders. What is on a hit you recharge? I don't know if that means power or
That usually means power.
But
Yeah.
okay, if I get a power thing though, if I protect innocent people, we're good. I can just be like, all right, time to throw hands. So I don't think he's gonna die though, because I also, when I move, have armor.
Yeah. I think we should be okay. Unless Jamie
Alright.
goes like crazy hard.
The last fight, as far as I'm aware, might be pretty hard.
Could you imagine Jamie killing Lyle's only surviving sister? Could you imagine what a move that would be?
I don't think it's gonna happen. Plus, you can do different things. I do want to focus more on like narrative stuff in this campaign. It's like, even though you are gonna be fighting villains, there's always like the route where you can just talk them down. I will always offer that route.
Yeah. Cool.
Like every single character I've written here, except for the final villain, you could probably just talk down. They kind of like the further into the campaign you go, the harder it becomes to talk them down. But you can do it.
Okay.
It's just Undertale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanna go the genocide route or the pacifist route?
Don't.
Sorry. The pacifist route or the no mercy route. For the connoisseurs out there.
I was just saying, don't call it that when we're in a superhero campaign.
Oh, you're right. That would be bad. Yeah. Given the general
Yeah.
setting for superheroes.
Yeah, that's not really the tone we're going for in this.
But yeah, I'm super excited to try this. Thank you, Robin Mag and I'll Never Tell 3, for supporting us through our Patreon. If you want to support our podcast as well, you can head over to our website, mxpcrew.com, where you can find our Patreon link on the very first page. We offer shout-outs to our patrons, as well as behind-the-scenes information and monthly stickers. You can also find us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr for all your social media needs. If you like our show and have been thinking about podcasting yourself, I highly recommend starting on Buzzsprout. MXP started on YouTube, and let me tell you, it was extremely difficult uploading 1 to 2 hour long videos at a time in a timely manner. But working on Buzzsprout has been insanely helpful and fast. Buzzsprout helps you list your podcast in every major podcasting platform, as well as provide super affordable monthly payments. I totally forget that I'm paying for it because of how cheap it is. You even get a free, great-looking, pre-made website, audio players that you can drop into other websites, and my personal favorite part, detailed analytics to see how people are listening. If you follow the link in the description and sign up for at least 2 months, not only do you get a $20 Amazon gift card, but you will also be supporting our podcast as well. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next episode.